Exposition, bar 1 to bar 106. So write that over the top, please. Exposition, bar 1 to bar 106. First thing in the exposition, first subject, so that's bar 1 up to figure 4. And you'll see as we go along there'll be a 4 in a little box later on. What key are we in, Amelia?
No, I don't know.
Not sure?
No.
Or what, are we in a key with sharps or flats?
One sharp.
One sharp. Any ideas what that is?
Is it G?
Yes, Amelia, it is. We're in G major as the official keys. You may want to write that over the top. And 2-2, so 2 minims in the bar. So first thing that happens, we have that snare roll, we have the whip crack, a little bit from the strings, and we have the piano. Now, right hand of the piano. What chord have we got there in the right hand of the piano?
G major.
Got a G major chord in the right hand of the piano. Jordan, can you see what chord's in the left hand of the piano?
That's that one there, isn't it? The bottom one.
Yeah.
C, D, F. So
C sharp, D sharp,
C.
F sharp,
yeah.
A sharp.
C sharp. So is that C sharp major?
Not quite. Be right with a sharp major. You've got F sharp major
F sharp
in the left hand of the piano. And you've got G major going in the right hand of the piano. So at the same time, if I play it slowly. Pretty, innit? Pardon?
He's drunk.
I think he was drunk. I don't think he was. So, but straight away he sets the scene with a real kind of nasty clash there, which more than anything is designed to sound a little bit like a machine. Yeah, he's not trying to write a nice big melody there. Because is the piano playing the big tune here, or does somebody else have it?
It's piccolos. Piccolo,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, let's have a look at that piccolo part. The first 3 notes of the piccolo is called X. So draw a little bracket underneath the first 3 notes, and that is called X. The 3rd and 4th notes of the D to the E, an interval of a tone, is going to be called Y. And then the start of the 2nd bar of piccolo, where it goes D, C, A, is going to be called Z. Now those little fragments of melody are going to be used quite a bit, Baravel, the whole way through this piece. So at the moment you just need to know there's an interval of a 5th, which is X, interval of a 2nd is Y, and is called Z. Does that make sense? So they're called X, Y and Z, we'll be using those quite a bit. So, we're in the first subject, we've got the first theme. Now, subject 1A, so S1A is what we're going to call this. That's from the first note of the piccolo until it reaches over the page. S1A. Okay, so S1A, write it underneath the first line of the piccolo till it goes over the page. And again, because this will appear in the development, he's going to use this later on, it's going to be in the recap, we do need to be able to label it. In the exam, they will say, name the theme in the piccolo. and you'd be expected to write down S1A, for example. And it's going to have to be that detailed the whole way through with this one. Okay, so you've got S1A in the piccolo. Anything else going on that very
when does that
first
end?
page? The whole theme runs through. We're going to have an S1B in a minute.
Okay.
Once you've listened through to the piece a few times, you will come to recognise that S1A is actually just quite a big, long tune. Because S1B starts at bar 10, which is there. Oh, you've got a 10 written in. Yeah? Okay, first page. Have we missed anyone out? Anything else doing anything?
Was that 6 via
So playing
celli?
Violoncelli, which are
cellos,
cellos. What are they doing?
tremolos.
Chords and tremolos.
Tremolos. What's tremolo?
I mean, like sort of shaky, vibraty.
Tremolo on a piano. Tremolo on a stringed instrument is where you're literally playing one note, but you shake the bow, so it makes the note sound like a quiver. Different from vibrato, which is controlled and warms it. It's just that wah, yeah, like a shaky thing. So we've got the cello very gently, putting a tremolo in, and then we've got some viola and violins as well. What are they doing?
Pizzicato.
Pizzicato. That's the P-I-Z-Z. What does pizzicato mean?
Plucking.
Plucked. You literally go do, do, and it's quite a dead sound. It doesn't resonate at all. Just pizzicato. And it also says div.
Divertimento.
Nope, that's a type of bis.
Oh. You guess.
I'm going to guess something stupid. I don't know.
Div.
It's better to say nothing and for people to assume that you're stupid than to open your mouth and to confirm that suspicion. Not that I'm saying that the thing is stupid, but sometimes it's better just to go, don't know. Div. Divisi. Which means that in that instance, the violins, half of the violins would play the top note and the other half of the violins would play the bottom note. Violinists would know the person on the right plays the top note, the person on the left plays the bottom note. What effect does that have? If you've got half of your 8 violins playing one note and half of your 8 violins playing another note.
Makes it sound a bit stronger.
Stronger or weaker?
Weaker.
Weaker than if everybody played everything. Because you could have everybody playing everything. Gives it quite a soft feeling to it. Softens it out. So whilst you've got the piano very softly doing it, got these ever so gentle plucked chords, it's a little bit of tremolo, and then as loud as the piccolo can play it, yeah, it's put a very, very, very small, gentle accompaniment in, so that this first subject gets sounded. Reason he's used the piccolo, because he wanted it to sound a little bit like a fife. If you've ever seen those little marching bands, like folky flute things, flutes with no keys on it, just very, very gentle, very, very breathy. Which is why he's used the low piccolo, because the piccolo really designed for playing really high, not really made for playing. Because at those notes, the flute can easily play them. So if you want a tone to come across, you put it to the flute. But he wants this really kind of really, really gentle playing from the piccolo there. Other thing about the piccolo melody, last thing for this page, is that they say it's got a pentatonic flavour. It's not strictly based on a pentatonic scale, but there is definitely elements of the pentatonic in there. Amelia, do you remember what pentatonic is?
No.
What does the word suggest?
5. Oh, yeah. Cats. That's cool.
What does the word suggest, Amelia?
I don't know.
Pentatonic is 5 notes in a scale, isn't it? It's like the black note. Gives it a slightly oriental feel, but more importantly here, just keeps that idea of it being nice and folky, folk-tuny. Do you remember how we talked in, as the world's music developed, you had nationalism, and all that kind of stuff. The folk music was still in nationalism, but actually here you still just includes that kind of folk element to it. Okay, that's page 1 done, and it only goes to page 95. Turn the page. Okay, what we heard at the start carries on along the top there until we get to bar 10, if you've got bar numbers written in. In bar 10, we have S1B in the piccolo. S1B in the piccolo at bar 10. Yeah, so that's called S1B, and it is X inverted. What does inverted mean?
Move. Just. I don't want to explain it. I'm not like an inverted C chord as the C put over to the top.
So placed upside down.
It's placed. Oh, okay.
So X inverted. So X was interval of fifth. This is falling the same distance. Yeah? So X inverted. Only other thing that's changed at this point is that the harp has joined in with the extra little chords, just to add a tiny bit of colour into that. That page was much easier than the page before because that's it. Otherwise, underlying cluster chords and stuff exactly the same, so we just move it on to page 3. Page 3 has a patty in it. What's a patty, Jordan? P-A-T-T-I. Sorry, P-I-A-T-T-I.
Piatti is a hi-hat.
Piatti. Very close. It's a symbol. Not bad. To be fair,
Where is that?
it's at the start just here, and then it comes in a little bit later. We lead into figure 1. Now we've had the first subject. We're in the first subject at the moment, I should say, and it's still developing through to a big orchestral gallop at figure 2. So at figure 1, we kind of lead into some busyness with some descending parallel chords, right? 2 bars before figure 1. If you look at the piano parts, left hand. Can you see there? It just falls and the string goes with, strings go with it. So descending parallel triads in D major from the strings and the piano 2 bars before figure 1. Descending parallel triads in D major. Now there is an instruction there for the Piatti which says con la baccetta. Does not mean with baguette. What might it mean?
Silent, muted.
That's Sordini. With the stick. So it means your cymbal, rather than having a crash cymbal, you're just going to hit it with a stick and then dampen it. So you have your parallel triads. We land in D major at figure 1. What's D major?
What?
What's D major in relation to G major?
Tonic. The dominant.
The dominant. We've landed on the dominant at figure 1. To have some glissandi in the piano. Until he lands at the bottom and then gives us a huge. Up to figure 2. Why has he used glissandi? Why do that to a piano? Because it hurts. Let's give them some pain.
To show off its versatility.
Versatility of the instruments?
Just add effects.
It is more of an effect, you know, I think, to add to the chaos. Because if you look from figure 1 to figure 2, he literally does go. And he starts going lower. until he reaches the bottom and then has a two-handed glissando, which is really loud. By which point all of the instruments come in. So he does actually use it as a technique just for building up the atmosphere ready for figure 2 there. Okay. Ooh, okay, we'll stop at a figure 1.